this is Jua and I'm excited to walk you through our new cell phone kits. As you can see here, the case is a rugged case that will protect all the valuable items inside. To open it, you find these rectangular buttons. Press in, pull the clip out. This will allow you to open it up. And here we have all the tools inside, organized in compartments. Please do not move around the compartments. Everything is organized and fits perfectly. As you can see, this compartment right here is housing the stabilizing gimbal. These two small compartments right here are housing all the audio gear, and this compartment right here is housing all of the lenses. Now let's dive into what's in each compartment. In this one, we have a charging cord and then the gimbal. Here is the gimbal itself. And this right here is the charging cord, and you would plug it in here, and it has a USB slot so you can plug into a wall or a charging port. This right here is mini tripod legs, which you can pull out, and then you essentially stick this onto the bottom of the gimbal so that it can stand. There's a hole right there. You would essentially just screw it in. Make sure that it's tight so that it doesn't get too loose and fall down. You open it up and there it goes. It sits on its own. One thing to keep in mind with this gimbal is there are loose pieces that are attached. So right here, for example, these are weights that you can detach and attach as needed in order to create a balance. So as you can see, I can take it off, and it's a loose piece, and you want to be very careful not to lose these because we need all pieces. There are 4 total. To put it back, it's very simple. You just unscrew the tripod legs and you put that in first, and then you make sure that it's going in a way that fits snugly, and then the cord you can just stick in where there is space. Now the next compartment, we have audio gear. So this first compartment right here has a small little boom mic with a dead cat sleeve on top to prevent wind, and then a cord. And then this right here has other gear. This is a small lavalier mic that plugs directly into your phone, and these are different adapters that can go with either of these mics. Here, like I said, is the shotgun mic, and you essentially plug the black piece into the mic, and then this gray piece goes directly into your phone. That's really important. Gray goes into your phone. And then the windscreen just goes on like that, and then you would attach that to the gimbal. Next we have the lavalier. This is a Rode Smart Lav Plus lavalier, and like the other gray piece, you just plug directly into your phone. Now a lot of phones these days don't actually have a headphone jack anymore, and if you have a phone that's like mine, my phone only has the USB-C port. That's one of the newer ports that's been created. And so there's nowhere to plug in a headphone jack. So what do? We have this small little bag that has a variety of different adapters. These 2 white adapters are the most important. We also have this cord that plugs into a DSLR. So this is very similar to this cord right here, but this one with the gray end works with the cell phone. This one with 2 black ends do not work with cell phones. They would work with a DSLR. This white piece is an adapter. So this is where you would plug in your headphone jack. This one right here would stick it to an iPhone using their lightning port. This is the other adapter, and this goes into a USB-C port like mine, so it plugs in perfectly. If you happen to have this little piece, this is just another little adapter that you can use with an iPhone specifically that gives you just a little bit more space on the gimbal. It's not a necessary piece, but it allows you to plug it in at a right angle like that. So these are all the pieces that we have with the audio portion. You want to be very careful that you're not losing any of these pieces. Just to review, this adapter is for USB-C ports for Android phones that don't have a headphone jack. This adapter is for iPhones that have the Lightning port without the headphone jack. This one is just another tool to use with your iPhone to get a 90-degree angle. It plugs together like that. And these pieces just go into the bag when you're not using them. Try to put things back in their compartment that they belong so that things fit perfectly. This is a tight case, so we want to make sure that nothing's in the wrong spot. To quickly review, this section is for the gimbal. These two sections are for microphones. And this one right here are lenses. Let me quickly pull that out for you. We have this small little case that has our ND filter. And then we have this bigger case with a variety of lenses. Let's start with the ND filter. If you know ND filters, they essentially are sunglasses for your camera. So if you're outside and it's bright, you don't want it to be overexposed, this is what you would use. You pull it out and there are two pieces. Essentially there's the clip and there's the lens itself. You would need to connect to the two by simply screwing it together like this. And so I'll quickly show you how it clips on. You just want it to go onto your lens so that it fits perfectly. It should fit with most phones. To put it back, you'll notice that if you simply put it in, it's not going to fit. In order for it to fit, you do actually need to take it apart. So you take the lens off, exactly the same way you put it on, and then you put in the clip first, and then you put in the lens. It's a tight fit, so sometimes it might take a couple tries before it closes. But make sure it actually closes so the lens don't fly out and get damaged. All right, so that's the ND filter. Now this kit has a variety of lenses. This allows you to kind of play around with what you're able to capture. If you open it up, you see that there are quite a few things in here. First, we have a little tripod stand for your cell phone. Then we have a clip and variety of lenses. This mini tripod is really great if you're choosing to not use the gimbal and you just need something stable to stick your phone onto. You'll see that there's a hole here and where you can screw it on. There's also a hole here and you can screw it on that way. This stretches so that it can fit a variety of phones. And it's pretty tight, which is nice. And then here are the legs, which you can extend. And then this piece right here allows you to tighten it. So then my phone can stand up and I can record that way if I wish to do so. All right, let's quickly put this back and move on to the lenses. Now the next thing is you want to pull out the clip if you're using the lenses, all right? And so the variety of lenses can clip onto this piece right here and then you clip that onto your phone. We have a little fisheye lens, we have a little macro lens, and we have a telephoto lens. So this allows you to zoom without losing any quality. Each lens has a cap on the back, as you can see here. Be very careful not to touch the lens because that will dirty your image. You want to just take that part and attach it, screw it in. Make sure it's fairly tight so it doesn't fall off, and then you take off the cap and it's ready to go. My tip is to keep all of the little pieces in the case so you don't lose anything because these are really small pieces. How you would put it on is you want to loosen this part so it allows you to pinch it and actually clip it onto your phone. So as you can see here, I'm going to clip it onto my phone. It's very easy for this to get bumped and to fall off and damage the lens, so you want to make sure that you're screwing it tight. That way, if you accidentally pinch it or bump into it, it doesn't fall off. Now you can do this with each and every single one of these lenses. You just gotta change out the lenses. To put it back, put on the lens cap, unscrew it, and then put the back cap on so that the lens stays protected. There are a lot of little pieces. It's always important that you're mindful about keeping track of those pieces. That is the quick intro into what is in the cell phone production kit.